Thought I was done with Montreal Audio Fest? Not so fast. One of my favorite rooms I'm going to feature today for you, the Bliss Acoustics room. Not only is Bliss Acoustics one of my favorite dealers in Canada, I visited them, if you remember, back in November in Ottawa. Phenomenal guy, Dragon. I've gotten to know him really well. It's very rare nowadays to find top-notch brick-and-mortar dealers. He's best of the best, certainly that I've found in Canada. Definitely highly recommend it. And he also carries some of the best brands. And in this room, you're going to see two of my favorite electronic makers, Nagra, and for tubes, Aries Cerat is among the best of the best in my mind. And I've got some news for you for Aries Cerat. Aries Cerat is doing some changes to their North American distribution. And I have been in contact with Stavros, very impressed with his new philosophy. I'm not going to share that with you, let him develop that as it goes. But I will tell you one thing that may be in the near future. In Dallas, for the Dallas show in July, Prodigio and Aries Cerat may be having a room together. That's being formulated right now. I want to hear that. It's going to be phenomenal. But Aries Cerat is one of those companies you got to pay attention to anything Stavros does. He's one of the most brilliant guys I've found in the hobby. His Aurora speaker is the only horn speaker I think I would personally own. It's just brilliantly designed. His electronics are innovative. Just a A-plus company. And the changes he's making to North American distribution, I think you're going to be impressed with what he's doing there. I think it's going to work out great. So that's in there. Nagra's in there. Gryphon's in there. Kroma speakers. Argento with the outlet that I have in my Airbnb. That's in this room. And I even got to play Lainey Wilson, which I coincidentally got to see the night before live at the Houston Rodeo. So this video is one before my final video, which is a wrap-up video I did with Carlo LaRossa of Secrets of Home Theater High Fidelity. We both have a Zoom. You're going to love this video where we go through our favorites. And uncoincidentally, this room was in both of our favorites. So enjoy. All right, first room of Sunday, I came to Bliss Acoustics. You might recall I visited Bliss Acoustics in Ottawa for a cool event. Had dinner last night with Dragon and Renee and others. Ricardo Reyes, who I'm also going to be visiting before Expona at his cool dealership. And Aries Cerat, I recently talked with Stavros Danos. He's made some changes to his North America sales strategy. Probably update you guys as soon as possible on that. And these are the Kroma speakers, which you've seen. I did Chris Hesse's place in Dallas, the amazing listening room he has with Kroma, CS Port, Condo, all kinds of cool brands he's got. And the $5,000 outlet, which is going into my Airbnb. Here's the Aries Cerat gear, some of the best in the world. Certainly in the tube realm. Sakura. Let's see what cartridge is that. And then a Nagra here. It's great meeting Renee. We've got Gryphon here. So it looks like we're playing the Gryphon right now. The Argento outlets, these guys are insane. So that's the multi-tiered distribution box, and then I have the outlet that you can actually put on the wall. It's not the first thing you want to do when you have a system, but when you've done everything else and you want to try to extract the best possible connections at every possible point, at least in your room, hopefully you've taken care of the wiring behind your room, I've got a distribution box subpanel in my room. I'm like, what are they doing here? This is kind of... So Dragon, what did they do here? So they put a sub panel in your room.
Yes.
That's awesome. This is a first. I've never seen this.
It's quite a conversation piece with visitors. I said, I always bring my power with me.
Yeah, you got a little handle here. That's a first. And then you're using some of the best wiring and distribution box.
The extreme edition Argento.
So yeah, you've kind of, one of the most common problems that shows that people overlook is that the outlets of the normal conference rooms have been used so many times, they don't lock in, especially with the bigger power cords.
This is Anaconda grip.
This is, yeah, you can't, it's got even the lock. Yeah. And I saw firsthand in a room, the bass dropped out of an amp because it wasn't getting the current. So people think connections don't matter and cables don't matter. Well, certain things may not matter as much as others. The connection quality definitely matters, for sure. No doubt you can hear the difference when it's poor. All things else being equal, yeah, I can understand why people are skeptical. But you should always look at your connection quality. So, anything you want to tell us in particular about this system?
Well, I started, representing Tedesca cartridges from Berlin.
That's what I was wondering. Tedesca?
Tedesca.
Okay.
Really, really neat stuff. And there's a latest unit from Aries Cerat Kroma, which is basically a digital interface. It's like a bank of supercapacitors, but so according to Stavros Danos from Aries Cerat, it's actually proven field elevates every DAC within the ecosystem one level up.
Is that right?
The cost is 16,000 Canadian, which is quite affordable, and you can even use the laptop to the phenomenal results. We just use simple, render streaming. I had a little Customansky server that didn't come on time, unfortunately.
Okay.
So we tried it, but there were some issues with the drivers. But if you see the connection in the back.
Yeah. So how does this connect?
So basically, within the DAC, Aries Cerat DAC, so you put this daughter board, which can be field implemented.
Okay.
And then this connects to the Chronos unit, which is its own power supply, and you just connect the USB, streamer or laptop.
Interesting.
It's lovely.
All right, I might have to try that at some point.
This is in fact a minor, so just a fabulous, fabulous piece.
Yeah. I've shown under the hood of this many years ago. It just blows people's minds.
Well, on purpose, I left this lid off so you can show it to people.
I mean, it's a beautiful lid, but for me, I love to see
the meticulous,
truly balanced per channel. Yeah. Yeah. So this is again what I consider high end, and sometimes it's only, like a Rolex under the hood. But in a lot of cases, especially with Aries Cerat, this is a true audible upgrade over what, you can often over-engineer stuff, but, that's what we're in the high end for. And a lot of times it is audible.
We're using a Hermé, phono stage.
Okay.
And you can add 30 dB of gain.
30 dB?
30 dB.
Okay.
It's astounding. And the latest preamp from Nagra with a dedicated power supply to the series.
That's one of the best things they do is preamps. Yeah.
Gryphon Revelation, Antillean Revelation. So that's 165 watts in Class A.
Okay. This is cool. Well, let me go ahead and sit down and listen to this. Whatever, it's fine. What are you playing off of, like Rune or Qobuz?
Just the Qobuz.
Qobuz. Well, maybe I'll choose a song from, let's see. Well, I just was at the Lainey Wilson concert. I'll type it in here. Let's go ahead and play a little bit. Just saw it live.
Pull up and get me some jeans out the closet. Put on that I still got it lipstick shade. Take a give me their shot in the kitchen. Tell my friends that I'm fixing to head that way. Everybody wants somebody on the weekend. Go sit at a bar, have a drink with. A neon bad decision they can leave with. And I'd be lying if I said that I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. Wish that Friday wasn't just another way to say lonely. And Sunday morning didn't dawn on me that I'm hungover from the weekend. Yeah, the weekend of a heartache, a permanent case of the Mondays. Maybe I'll get over you one day, someday. That third round of double whiskey's burning. He's flirting and it's working, and I'm drunk. And I don't smoke, but he's got a lighter. And if I'm Marlboro light to start a fire, I'll let him light it up. Everybody wants somebody on the weekend. Go sit at a bar, have a drink with. A neon bad decision they can leave with. And I'd be lying if I said that I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. Wish that Friday wasn't just another way to say lonely. And Sunday morning didn't dawn on me that I'm hungover from the weekend. Yeah, the weekend of a heartache, a permanent case of Mondays. Maybe I'll get over you one day, someday. Yeah. Everybody wants somebody on the weekend. Go sit at a bar just like we did. A neon dive off the deep end. And I'd be lying if I said that I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. Wish Friday wasn't just another way to say lonely. And Sunday morning didn't dawn on me that I'm hungover from the weekend of a heartache, a permanent case of Mondays. Maybe I'll get over you one day, someday, someday.
So I always play this on a Sunday because everybody's worn out from the weekend.
Yeah, it's a good try.
All right, very good.